Hello and welcome to Miniatures Rundown. Today I'm Josh.
Then I'm Mitchell.
And you're wrong about these endless spells that we're about to talk about, because you've been spitting some wrong.
I only spit a little bit of a hot take.
Yeah, but it was wrong.
No,
so
it's fine.
With the new GHB, we talked about this in our complaining about why this tried to be a horde meta and just ended up making elite infantry meta. But in all that hubbub, they also released brand new scrolls for and updates for the generic endless spells.
Yes.
So these are the endless spells that anyone can take, unless you're Fire Slayers.
Overlords gets one, right?
Yeah, because you can put it in a bottle.
Spell in a bottle,
which is a problem, and we'll get to that.
Yeah, it's like undeniable or whatever.
Yeah, it's completely undeniable.
That's fine.
So you can't. Yeah, no. We'll get to why that's a problem. So some of these, there's some winners. There's some, I would say, losers. I don't think anything that was good got bad.
Yeah,
but there was stuff that was bad that got good. So let's go over the Horrorgeist, or Horrorghast. This is from Forbidden Power, which you can currently only order for online only, $45 for the 3 spells. Yeah. Horrorghast, Soul Scream Bridge, and Luncheon the Lunch Seeker.
I thought there were 4 spells in that.
I think they were only 3.
You bought it, so
they were only 3.
Okay.
There were 4. I owe you $5. So the Horrorghast is basically a battle shock machine, right?
Yeah.
It's predatory. It's endless spells. It goes off on a 5. Units within 12 inches of the spell cannot receive commands in the battle shock phase. And if you fail a battle shock test within 12 inches of the spell, you add D3 to the number of models lost.
Yeah.
So this is a battle shock enhancer.
Yes. They can't do the I don't run thing.
Yep. You can't auto pass battle shock with this nearby. You can't do rally.
Yeah.
Because that's also a battle shock command phase.
Oh, it is battle shock.
It is.
I forgot about that.
So we were complaining about that one stupid mission that allows you to rally on a 4-up.
Yep.
Stocks on Horrorghast.
Yeah.
The Horrorghast is, checks notes, 40 points.
Okay. I think that's reasonable for 40 points.
There's also some other synergies with this. Like, anything that already preys on battle shock makes this better. So there is, in Skaven.
Yep.
The
slop thrower.
There's the Plague Claw thrower. Adds 2 to the battle shock roll. Which is good. If you combine that with this, you can, it's called Bravery Bombing. Have you ever heard that term?
Yes, I have.
Bravery Bombing. It's not really a thing in Age of Sigmar.
Sure.
But there are people who want it to be a thing.
Yeah.
This is probably a tool in your toolbox.
It's a tactic.
Shout out to Iron the Bravery Bomber on the AOS Coach Discord.
Oh, okay.
He's the one guy I know who makes all these bombing lists.
Got it.
I don't know if he's using this one or not. These are not in any kind of order, by the way.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it.
Like, they're not really in alphabetical order. No, I guess they are in alphabetical order, but the Horrorghast is first. For reasons.
Yeah.
Well, we had to put something on the page. Ether Void Pendulum. What's it do?
It is the one that, it's weird because it can only move along its pendulum line.
Right.
Which is thematic. It's predatory, moves 8 inches. And after it is moved, roll a dice for every unit that it passed across. On a 2-up, they take D3 mortal wounds.
So this is one where if your opponent deploys in a very, I don't know, Napoleonic line.
Yeah. I don't like the ones that are just mortal wounds. I like the weird ones.
It's 40 points.
Yeah, I'd rather take the Horrorghast.
What's it go off on?
It goes off on a, that's a great question. Hold. 5.
Goes on a 5. So that's fairly easy to get this out and do some mortals. You know, if you can hit a lot of units in a line, but it's only 8 inches.
Yeah, well, so it's within 8 inches, and it immediately moves. So 16.
Yeah.
As long as it doesn't, end on top of a unit.
Right.
So that's when these originally came out. Like 70% of them were just different ways to do mortal wounds.
Yes.
And it was annoying.
And now 60% of them are ways to do mortal wounds, really.
So stupid.
All right, next one. So explain to us why you're wrong, Mitchell.
I'm not wrong. It's not as good as it was before.
Chronomatic Cogs.
It's not as good as it was before.
Every wizard within 12 inches, every friendly wizard within 12 inches gets to re-roll their spells, casting rolls.
Yes.
Plural. All of your rolls get re-rolled when you're by this thing. How is that not?
It is only
for
casting.
40 points.
Yeah. So, okay. So, there's this thing called
Justify yourself.
There's this thing called the Blue Scribes. They have a spell that is 16 inches that does the exact same thing, and is nearly unplayable.
Because it's on blue Scribes, and Tzeentch has other ways to cheat. You think Tzeentch ain't taking this?
No, Tzeentch will take this.
Okay, yeah.
Because they are the spellcasters.
Yes.
If you have one spellcaster, two spellcasters, this isn't that good.
I don't know. I'm thinking, like, the only reason I don't take it on well, like, we're going to get to the only reason why you don't take Chronomatic's Cogs is because you probably only have one good wizard in your list, and he's casting something far worse.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that new with this book? Is the endless spells thing, or is that with the core rules?
It's core rules. You can have one endless spell for every wizard.
Yes.
And a wizard
up to a max of 3.
Yes, and a wizard can only control one endless spell at a time.
Right.
I
do like the control rules
because
now.
that was a direct response to Tzeentch literally taking 10 endless spells and just stopping your movement.
Yeah.
Chronomatic Cogs. I mean, oh yeah, there's also something where you can, like, I don't know.
Reroll your charges.
Reroll, yeah, whatever. You're never going to use that. What you are going to do is put this by Nagash, who no longer fears rolling, the ones to stop his machine gun, and he's just going to mortal wounds, mortal wounds, mortal wounds, mortal wounds. Like, he's going to throw out 8 mystic bolts.
It's not broken.
It's for 40 points. They're going to FAQ this, and they're going to do the same thing they have done every single time they have FAQ'd this, which is where they're going to say it's one wizard.
No, they're not.
And for one wizard, it's fine for 40
they
points.
might increase its points, like 50 instead of 40.
No.
I don't think they're gonna errata it.
Make a bet on that. Bet you a single soda.
Deal.
So they will errata that. Emerald Lifeswarm got worse. Sorry.
You did say that none of them got worse.
And I lied. I was wrong. I forgot about Emerald Lifeswarm.
It only got worse by a little bit.
It got worse by a fair bit. Because it used to
heal when it comes out and every
and when it moves. So you would cast it, it would heal, and then you would move it, and it would heal. So it would heal 2d3 on the turn you cast it.
Right.
And then your opponent would dispel it.
Yeah. Because it's a lot of
Now you cast it, it doesn't do anything, you move it, it heals.
Yep.
It's still D3, it still can bring back models. It's not bad.
Yeah. How many points? 60?
Emerald Lifeswarm is 60 points still.
Okay.
It's not bad. It was probably too good.
I think this is fine.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
I don't think it was intended that it would come out and then heal twice.
This one is hard to think about because I forget the term for it. That term where you're so used to one thing, but then it gets fixed, and you're like, oh no, this is terrible now. And it's like it's not. It was just it needed to be fixed.
Yeah,
it's not terrible.
I think this is fine.
People still put it in their lists.
Yeah,
it benefits certain kind of lists. Geminids of Olgish for 40 points.
Yeah, I've never seen this.
This is the one where you have 2 parts. You it's 8 inches. 6 goes off on a 6. You put them within 6 inches of each other, and it flies. They always have to stay within 6 inches because they like orbit around each other. Basically, it's after it moves. Anybody it passes off can get a 1 mortal wound. And the big thing is that if you get hit by the mortal wound from this passing over you, which goes off on 2-up, and if the mortal wound is not negated, so wards will shut this off. Yeah. If you take that mortal wound, you can't receive any command ability till the next combat phase.
Which is not a small deal.
No, that is a huge deal.
Yeah.
For 40 points. The ability to the problem is that like you have to get it over somebody, 8-inch move. You have to roll that 2-up.
Yep.
And they have to not negate it. Against some things this will be completely useless. Against a lot of things though, like if this hits a Maw Crusher, it can ruin his day.
Yeah.
It does say really can't receive. It cannot issue or receive.
Wow.
So yeah, hitting Maw Crusher with this and stopping Mighty Destroyers, because that's a command ability, right? I think.
Oh, I have no idea.
Or maybe another example. I don't know, the Quick with the Lash for Master Molders.
Yeah.
The +3 to charge for Rat Ogres. You hit him with that, and he can't do that till the next combat phase.
I thought that wasn't a command ability either.
Oh, no, it's not either. There are great command abilities out there that you can shut off, is the point.
Yeah.
I keep getting these wrong.
The vampires give +1. They +1 to hit and wound or attack.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Like, they have a lot of good command abilities.
But, even just more basically, it shuts off all-out attack.
Yeah.
All-out defense. Hit someone who's trying to save stack with this thing. Shut off rally. Shut off battle shock immunity. Yeah. There is a lot of tools to be used that shutting off command abilities can do.
Somehow put it over... What's Big Ugly Man in Destruction's name?
Kragnos.
Kragnos. But somehow put it over Kragnos' base.
The problem is that he just rolls 3d6 to ignore it. Because remember, he gets to roll 3d6.
We're just going to just ignore that he has that ability because I hate him.
Malevolent Maelstrom.
That's a lot of text.
For 50 points, you get to read a whole bunch of text. Basically, it absorbs mortal wounds as it does them, and then it does mortals, and it does mortals, and it blows up.
Oh, okay.
And does a bunch of mortals. It's too complicated.
So it does mortals, and then it explodes and does more mortals.
Yes.
Got it. Prismatic Palisades.
Yeah, Prismatic Palisade. This one got kind of a glow up, no pun intended. Because it glows.
Pun completely intended.
Pun entirely intended. It used to be you couldn't, you got a -1 to shoot. Now, if it's within 6 inches of you, you just can't shoot.
Cannot make shooting attacks. Add 3 to the range of this ability at the start of each battle. Oh, and it gets bigger.
And it gets bigger. It doesn't move.
It glows.
It doesn't move.
Yeah.
But this is an absolutely you put this next to a unit of sentinels and really annoy them. But you can put this next to a unit and then charge them. And they don't get to unleash hell.
That's true. I didn't even think about unleash
it. It doesn't say. It no longer says you don't have line of sight.
Yeah.
Which it used to say, and sentinels were like, oh, we don't care. Now you just can't shoot.
Yeah.
You put this next to a KO boat. This has a lot of synergy with.
This would hurt KO a lot.
Yeah. Although on the other hand, they can also fly away from it easier.
That's true.
Like they just fly to the other side of it. But maybe they need to be in a certain spot for objectives, and you put this on an objective.
Yeah.
And you just leave it there.
Do they have very much that can get rid of an endless spell?
They actually do have some stuff that can dispel,
Okay.
but it's not great. It doesn't have bonuses.
Sure.
I think the most they can do is ally and a Rune Lord for +2.
Because it's only on a 5. So it's
Right.
kind of easy to dispel.
It is easy to get rid of. If you put this against Lumineth, Teclis is just going to laugh as he obliterates it. But they can't do that on the turn that you put it down.
Yeah. Again, for the
so shutting
Unleash
off
Hell.
Overwatch can be absolutely amazing. This works for that.
And it's within 6 inches and add 3 at the start of each round.
Yes.
So if you're going second, it's 6, and then if you go again, at the beginning of the round, it goes up to 9.
Provided
so if it's right next to a unit,
Yeah.
it can they can't even maybe get away from it.
Right, yeah. Maybe they have to run to get out of it. Even just forcing somebody to move to be able to shoot is powerful.
Yeah.
Like maybe there's a unit of sentinels on an objective. Either they have to waste a dispel to get rid of it, or they got to get their butts off that.
Yeah.
And now you have the objective. It is 60 points. No, 40 points.
40 points? I think 40 points is reasonable.
If you are in a list that really hates shooting, consider this.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you're not going to consider it because you're going to consider this. For only 70 points, the Purple Son of Saish. It does 2 things. First off, everybody within 6 inches gets -1 to their armor save.
Yeah.
That alone is amazing.
Yes.
That is astoundingly good.
If you would completely ignore the second half of it,
it would be worth 70 points.
100%.
I would still probably take it because, okay, I'm going to drop this behind you and then shoot you. Now my gutter runners are 2 rend.
Yep. And it is predatory, so it does get to move.
And you get to move it.
Yep. So it drops within 8, moves 8.
It
6
does
inch range.
only go off on an 8.
Yes.
So this is one of those spells where
you want a bonus.
You want a Thankful or a Teclis or a Nagash.
Well, because the 3d6 one from the Grey Seers, something like that. I know there's some Zinch that has some bonus to casting.
Use one of your fate dice, just make it happen.
Yep, just have it happen. It's hard to dispel because it's an 8.
Right. And that's important. It's very hard to get rid of.
Yep.
Because the second half of the text is everybody within an inch, an inch, not just one unit, everybody within an inch. You roll a dice. On a 1, they die.
1 model dice.
1 model dice.
Yes.
Sorry, 1
In that
model
unit.
dice.
You put it next to a unit, and you could kill a clan rat. You put it next to Thankful.
And you could kill Thankful.
And you could kill a Thankful.
Or a Lariel. Anybody who does not have insta-death protection.
Yep. So that would be Kragnos.
Kragnos.
Because he ignores that.
Well, he'd ignore it with the 3d6 anyway. He wouldn't care.
Yeah. Sorry, I was meaning with the 3d6.
Barathi would ignore it. So Ironheart of Cain.
Sons
of Behemoth.
Yep.
Yeah. They would ignore it.
But other than that,
yeah.
Even I don't even think Nagash has an instant death.
I don't remember. I've not seen Nagash on the table in so dang long.
I put him on the board and he died to Kragnos. But yeah, just get rid of that part of the text.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a downside because if you notice, it says roll a 1.
Right. Yeah. It's not even phrased as a good thing.
No. If you roll a 1, a thing dies. It's supposed to be, even though you want it next to your opponent, it doesn't make any sense.
Right. Yeah.
The way it is written doesn't make any sense. And because of that, it's kind of broken.
Yeah. It's
you have a 16% chance to kill any model in the game that doesn't have.
It's not fun to fight against.
Yeah.
And it's not fun to it's not fun to have that happen to you.
Yeah.
Have it do a bunch of mortals.
Yeah. Just do
have it do 2d6 mortals.
Yeah. That'll do a crap ton.
Or D6 mortals or something, or D3 plus whatever. Like, have it do mortals that hurt, because that's still scary, but now it's no longer like the game ends. Yeah. Basically, if this goes off in the right place and your opponent rolls a 1, the game's over. Yep. And that has
I just spent 70 points to kill.
It's the worst combination of not reliable enough to be reliable, but it's a random effect that will absolutely ruin a game.
100%.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Neither.
I think it should just have the rend.
If it completely got rid of that, I would be okay with it. If it kept some kind of mortal wounds, I would be okay with it.
If it keeps that text, it needs to be 100 points or more.
Which is, again, they were aiming at that for being a downside for some reason, and that's why it was only 70. But it's not.
So dumb. Here's for one underrated: Quicksilver Swords. In my opinion, I think they're underrated.
Oh, really?
60 points. You roll 12 dice. Every 5 up is a mortal.
Okay.
And those mortals can't be negated.
That is a big thing.
Now, like, that doesn't bypass Marathi's Iron Heart of Cain. She can still only take 3.
Yeah.
But saying, hey, that's a nice ward save you have there. I roll 12 dice. Now, statistically, if you roll... Phoenix. Yep, Phoenix hates that.
Yeah.
Phoenix Guard hates that.
Yeah.
If you roll 12 dice, you get 2 mortals. Or sorry, you get 4 mortals.
You get 4 mortals.
You get 4 mortals.
4 mortals is pretty good, and that's on a 6.
Yeah. No, on a 5 up.
Well,
or it goes up on a 6. Yeah.
Cast on a 6, 6-inch range, predatory 8. That's not bad.
The problem is that for 10 points more, you get a purple sun. So we're just gonna ignore the purple sun for comparison purposes because the purple sun is so far out of whack.
Yeah.
It just needs to.
I was about to go back and talk about it, but no, let's ignore purple sun.
And I have a painted purple sun. No. It's the only endless spell I have fully painted.
Next page.
And I'm going to use it because I'm terrible. Ravenak's Gnashing Jaws goes off on a 6, range of 8 inches. So it's predatory. It flies 3d6, and you can re-roll that 3d6.
Oh, that is nice. I was going to say 3 or 18. 3D re-roll is nice.
If it was summoned in the same turn, you can re-roll those dice.
Sure.
After it's moved, you pick 1 unit that has any models it passed across. So you only 1 unit. On a 2-up, if the roll for this endless spell's move was greater than that unit's move characteristic, that unit suffers a number of mortal wounds equal to the difference.
Oh, okay.
So this is bad.
Yes.
And it's bad for a couple of
reasons.
How many points? Ravenak's Gnashing Jaws is 60 points. So we're getting 10 points less than the purple sun. But anyway, it's bad because random 3d6 roll that has to be higher than your opponent's move and goes off on a 2-up. There is all the dangerous stuff in this game has a high move characteristic.
Yeah.
A 3d6 is an average of 11.
10.5, yeah.
10.5. How much dangerous stuff in this game has like 10 or 12 wounds or movement?
A lot. Oh, like, has 10 or 12? A lot.
I guess Fire Slayers hate this.
Yeah, like Graveguard.
Graveguard hate this because, I rolled a 10, and that's 6 mortals.
Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff like this in Slaanesh, in Hedonites, and almost all of it is unplayable.
Yeah. Yeah. There's...
and this is 3d6.
This is a game that values mobility.
Yeah.
So all this good stuff is mobile.
Like, and for some reason, every monster has like a move of 12 to 16.
Right, almost like they're giant monsters. So yeah, I don't rate it.
Yeah, it's not. This is probably one of the worst ones.
Yeah, which is a shame. It's a great model.
Yeah.
Soul Snare Shackles. Say that 5 times fast. Soul Snare Shackles.
You messed up the
Social
first
Security. Soul Snare Shackles. I can't say the word. Soul Snare Shackles is 50 points.
It's the Snackles.
There's 3 parts to this thing.
Oh yeah.
You set up the shackles within 3 inches of each other, and within range.
That's so.
You can't run or charge if you're within 6 inches of this thing.
Yeah.
And at the start of the movement phase, you roll a dice on a 6, you get D3 mortals. The main ability of this thing is shutting off run and charge.
Yep.
Because you can cast this on somebody, it goes off on a 7. The problem is if you cast this, they will not run or charge until it's their turn.
Yeah.
Which means they automatically have a chance to dispel this thing before it's useful.
Yep.
Against certain armies, that'll hurt. Like putting this on Fire Slayers.
Yep.
Can't charge me, bro.
Really slow. Can't run. Can't charge.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Gotrek hates this spell.
Yeah. It's within 6 of it, so it's like a decent bubble. It's similar to the
Warp Lightning Vortex.
Warp Lightning Vortex.
Much smaller though.
Much smaller, but it also doesn't prevent charging.
Right.
So there's that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the fact that it just doesn't do anything until your opponent has a chance to stop it.
Right. Yeah. And there's a lot of things that will dispel in this game.
And you said how many points again?
Social Security is 50 points.
50 points.
It's not bad. 20 points to the purple sun. Anyway.
Stop it.
Suffocating Grave Tie. This one is one of the 40 points.
Yep.
It's predatory. Goes off on a 6. It can fly.
It is worth mentioning that the shackles are not predatory.
No.
Once you put them out, they're there until they're dispelled.
Yeah.
After it's moved.
This is a horde killer because it's for every model in the enemy unit.
Yeah.
6s are mortals.
Yep. Fine.
It's like Dragon Breath or a bunch of other things.
Again, this is one of the ones that's like good in some matchups and terrible in other matchups.
Yep. The coolest thing about this one is I cannot remember who did it. There's somebody online who did a custom version of this. It has a surfing skeleton on top.
That's dope.
With sunglasses.
That's dope.
I kind of want, you know how the Grey Seer and the bell kind of looks like he's surfing on that bell? I want to take him off of that bell
And put them on a surfboard.
and put him on a surfboard and put him on this thing.
Hell yeah.
And then run it and like never do anything with it.
Okay, so yeah, this let's say
It's 40 points for a. Like, and to be fair, once it does its damage, it doesn't go away.
yeah,
So you can keep ruining people's hordes with it, I guess.
if they don't dispel it
Right.
or ignore it entirely,
Right.
Like, it's rough. Even into a horde, like yeah, that might be a ton of wounds. It's only on 6s.
Okay, against 40 clan rats.
Yeah.
Sorry, well, against 60 clan rats.
Yeah, 60 clan rats.
10
that's
wounds.
10 mortal wounds, which is fine. Like the 10 mortal wounds is good,
It's fine,
but was it worth it?
was it worth it? Probably not. Probably not. Speaking of mortal wounds and being worth it, the Burning Head remains the same at 20 points.
Yep.
It's the same thing. You cast it, it goes, ah, and it explodes.
And then goes away. But now it doesn't go away until
Yes.
it explodes.
It can no longer flub.
Yeah.
If it flubs, it doesn't explode.
Yeah. I have seen some sneaky sneaky Slanesh.
Sneaky Slanesh shenanigans.
Yeah. Because they summon by stuff being damaged,
But not dying.
But not dying. And I saw a list that took the cheapest stuff you possibly could in Slanesh, putting this in the middle of your own army to deal mortal wounds and summon a keeper on turn 1.
And that's a, yeah. Congratulations, we made Slanesh playable.
I saw one list.
All you need is a free keeper on turn 1 and you're in the game.
Yeah. It took 3 cockatrices. Anyway, it's dirt cheap.
Yep, this is if you have 30 points left
Yep. And
you just want some and you have a wizard.
yep.
Because like D3 mortals, you can mildly annoy somebody.
Yeah, it's cast on a what is it, a 6?
Yeah.
Easy to cast. Endless spell moves on a predatory moves 8 more. It's like a 16-inch spell that probably do D3 mortal wounds.
Yeah.
Cast it every turn.
Yeah. Like yeah, and you can keep casting it.
It's better than some crappy nukes that other factions have.
Yes.
Like all of the undead ones are kind of bad.
Umbral Spell Portal has basically not changed.
Yeah.
It is what it is. It is still 70 points.
Yep.
You get
It's
to-
good in spellcasting lists and not good in not spellcasting
Yep.
lists.
Soulscream Bridge has more or less not changed.
I like the shenanigans with this model.
It's Soulscream is 80 points now.
I know it's 80 points.
It's expensive. It can be absolutely worth it if you have a slow unit that needs to get a place,
Yes.
and you have a reliable wizard. That's what this is for.
Yep. The fact that you cast it on your turn, your opponent can always dispel it,
Right.
to counter it. But you cast it on your turn, you take advantage of it, and then if they get rid of it, you still did something.
Yep.
Is good. I play Magic, and Magic has the end of the battlefield effects. Very good. It happens the turn it goes out, so your opponent has very little interaction with
Yep.
it. Which I like.
It's good. It's a staple. It's expensive, but that's because it's mobility.
Yeah.
And mobility is very good.
Mobility should be expensive.
Things that love this, Fire Slayers.
Again,
They can't cast it, can they? Never mind. Undead love this spell. Graveguard love this spell.
oh my god, great.
It does deposit you outside of 9 inches, which means it's a tough charge.
Yeah.
Iron Drakes from Cities of Sigmar love this spell.
Oh, I bet.
It is stapled to them
Yep.
functionally.
Aren't they a 4 move?
Yes.
Yeah.
4-inch move, and they get a benefit if they don't move.
Yeah.
So you want to not move them and shoot, and this does not count as that for those purposes.
I was actually thinking some stuff that gets bonuses to charge, like we were talking about.
If Skaven
Rat
didn't
ogres?
already have a billion ways to
Ability ways to
teleport,
teleport.
I've still seen Skaven lists using this though,
Really?
because sometimes you just need to put them where they're not by a gnaw hole, and
Yeah.
it can just make your opponent paranoid.
Yeah.
Because now you have 3 gnaw holes, warp grinders,
Yeah.
a vermin lord deceiver, and a soulscream bridge launching
can be
Thankol.
Anywhere I want.
Yeah, you are never safe. The rats are always there.
Yeah.
It's a perfectly valid strategy.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. Yes, it's expensive, but it's a cool thing to include. Now, we did talk about in the other one the battle plan that just turns off teleporting.
Yep.
I took 80 points and literally can't use it.
Yep.
That
Yep.
would suck.
Yeah. That sucks.
Yep.
Took 80 points and shoved it directly into Leap. I guess you were right. There were 4 spells in that thing. Oh well. Shards of Valagar. I don't know what this does.
Valagar.
This endless spells are predatory in the spell.
Remove it. Or remove one part of it and then set it up wholly again within 12 inches of its other parts. So like it has what, 3 parts? 2 parts. So it like teleports 12 inches every time, but you only move one part at a time.
Okay, so what it does is anybody who's in between the 2 points is ensnared. They can't fly, and they have their move characteristic halved, and they can't teleport.
Okay. How many points? I pay like 50 for it.
It's 50.
It's 50? I pay like 50 for it?
Yeah, this is so matchup dependent. I don't know if I
Yeah.
put this on my list because it's like this shuts off teleporting.
Shuts
Hurts
off teleporting,
flying.
can't fly. Half move is just always kind of
You
good.
throw that over Caratron Overlord boat, and like it can't fly. Poof. Yeah. And it's and it's a 6-inch move. It'll slowly move out.
Yep.
The best part is that it is considered ensnared until the end of that turn.
Ooh.
So even if your opponent moves out of it, it can't move and then fly.
Yep.
It can't move and then charge. I mean, it can charge, but it can't fly in that charge because it is considered ensnared.
True.
There are shenanigans.
Flying is very strong,
Yeah.
and this stops it.
Yeah.
Flying, teleporting, all this stuff. It is a good counter strategy.
Yeah. Then we have Loshan. It's probably supposed to be Loshan or Loshan. It's Charon from Greek mythology.
From Hades.
Yeah, it's the boat guy from Hades. It's the boat guy from Hades, starring Hades. It's don't pay the ferryman.
This is the one that needs to be errated. Because it's how many
Er-
points?
errated.
Errated.
It needs to be errated because so this is Thanquol's friend. No one else cares.
Yeah, I don't think there's another wizard that's able to fit in it. I mean, that cares
You can
about.
give people arcane tomes that make them threatening.
That's fair.
Basically, the launch in the Soul Seeker is you in the hero phase, you cast it. It goes right here. It then at the end of the hero phase, not the movement phase, goes 18 inches.
Yep.
Normal deep strike rules apply. The important thing is A, this move happens during the hero phase, and B, you then get to move afterwards as normal.
It specifically says you can still move.
The only
which is the mistake.
Which is the only restriction is that you have to be able to fit within 3 inches of the spell.
Yep.
Which Thanquol can because he has the wrong base size.
Yeah.
This is like Thanquol's best friend. I don't think anybody was caring about the spell before that. There are other wizards who might want to take advantage of this.
Yeah, like you said, you can arcane tone something. I can't think of anything that would care.
A Claw Lord, I don't know.
No.
It goes off on a 6.
Oh no, I'm getting +4 to cast with my Thanquol.
No, I'm saying that's easy for like an arcane tome carrying guy with no bonuses can still.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know. A Fire Slayer hero who wants to get in melee. There's some of those guys who really want to get in melee.
Yeah.
He could use this to.
Yeah.
Just
arcane tome him. Use up one of your artifacts.
Yeah.
And how many points? I think it's like 30.
No, it's more than that. Launching. Oh no, you're right. Launching is 30.
That's too cheap.
They will probably FAQ this with either a different base size requirement or a wounds cap.
Yeah.
I'm thinking wounds cap.
They might reduce it to 2 inches.
Nah, because 3 inches. It's
Because Thanquol only just fits.
right. If they're just trying to get rid of Thanquol, they'll wound cap it.
Probably. Because, I mean, that's what all the Skaven ones are.
Right,
They're all
yeah.
uncapped.
Yeah, they're all wound capped. So that is the endless spells.
Yep.
Some clear winners.
Yes.
Some clear things that are
Like-
broken.
Yep, broken and need errated. Some stuff that's, like, fine. Some stuff that's situational, which I'm kind of okay with.
There's a lot of these you'll never see because
Yeah.
they're too situational, and situational doesn't make it into a list unless something is so dominant in the meta that it becomes necessary to counter it. Overall, decent changes. I think they severely misstepped with the Purple Sun.
Yep.
Lashawn, whatever. I just call him Launchin because he launches. Ferryman is. I don't know how broken the interaction with Thanquol is.
Honestly, the only problem is that he can move after.
Yeah,
If he couldn't move and it was still a 9-inch charge, that would be different.
Yep, I would be completely fine because the problem is that you can launch and then trundle forward.
10 inches or whatever his move is. 12
Yeah,
inches.
10 inches, and then use your warp fire throwers.
Yep.
To
And then-
completely obliterate a unit with not very much counterplay.
Yep.
You can redeploy. That's about all you can do.
Yeah. You can walk backwards.
Yeah, you can moonwalk your way out of it. That's about all you can do, but it's dice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's by my account, the only missteps are Purple Sun and maybe a Launchion. That one's still only kind of. I still think Chronomatic Cogs affecting every wizard is a problem. It needs to affect one wizard.
I think it's fine.
It needs to affect the wizard who cast it and no one else.
It used to say every wizard within 12 gets +1 spell cast.
Yes, and
which
then
was
they
actually broken.
Yes, and then they reduced that to one wizard gets +1 spell cast.
Rerolling is not even close.
Rerolling is so good.
Yeah, but it's not even close to +1 cast.
Just because it was more broken previously doesn't mean it's not still broken.
It's
Mitchell.
not broken. It's good. It is one of the best ones in here, but it's not
too
broken.
good for its points.
No, it's not.
It's not Purple Sun.
It's not Purple Sun, because Purple Sun can one-shot almost anything in the game.
Purple Sun, won't you come?
Yeah.
And like and subscribe. Purple Sun, won't
Comment
you come?
down below.
Won't you come? Purple Sun, Purple Sun. Welcome to the Sound Garden audio podcast.
Oh, are we going to get demonetized for that?
Oh,
Wait, we're
no.
not monetized.
If my singing it was close enough to get us demonetized, then the YouTube bots are on the verge of takeover.
Have you seen YouTube?
Yes. Have you heard me sing?
Yes. I just did.
All right.
Anyway.
Yeah, on that note, thanks for listening to this episode of Miniatures Rundown. Let us know below. What do you think?
What do you think about Cogs?
Yeah. What do you think about Cogs? Team Josh, Team Mitchell.
Yep.
Hashtag Cogs are broken.
We need shirts. We should get custom shirts. We should get CJ on that.
We can get CJ to make us shirts.
I just want one.
I just want the one that says Cogs are broken. Hashtag Cogs are broken.
No, it's Team Josh. Cogs are broken.
Team Mitchell.
Team Mitchell. Cogs are fine.
And then both of them say Purple Sun is broken on the bottom.
Yes. Hashtag Purple Sun.
Hashtag Purple Sun is broken.
All right.
By the time we get them made, this will be FAQ'd one way or the other.
Bye, guys.
Bye.